Hey guys, Nick the Lawman here. Today I have a starter that I bought off of Amazon for my Toro Grandstand. It went out on me yesterday. You know that road trip that I went on and I got that $1,800 Toro Grandstand? Well, here we are. A new starter indeed. Hey, I can't complain though. Price was right. Starter, 40 bucks. I'm going to show you how to take the old one off, throw the new one on, we'll get back on mowing. $40.99. Ordered it yesterday, here to me today. From Dynavin Parts. We're gonna put it to the test, see how good it is. All right, if you could follow me in here to the trailer, I'll show you the tools that we need and the procedure of installing this bad boy here. All right guys, so today to take off this old starter and put the new starter on, we're gonna need ourselves a 1/2-inch wrench, 1/2-inch socket, take the negative off the battery. You always want to take the negative off the battery when you're working with the starter so you ain't arcing anything. And then we're gonna need a 7/16 wrench to take the positive cable off of the starter. And then we're going to need ourselves a 12mm socket to take the starter off from the unit. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing we want to do, we want to take the positive cable off of the starter. When I got this mower, when you go and start it, it made an awful grind noise, like, and then it went away as soon as the unit was started. And then yesterday it ran fine, started up fine just like normal, and then I went to go start it up again to do another property, and all I got was click 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 click. You can hear the all you heard was click 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 click. So you heard that the solenoid was working, giving the power to the starter, but the starter just wasn't moving. So that gave me indication that the starter is bad. All right, power cable is off the starter, and as you can see up here, they have a ground on the starter up here when you take off 12mm bolt. that out of there. We're just gonna leave that ground cable on that bolt there. Just leave it off on the side. And then we're gonna take off this other 12mm bolt. Set it over here. Okay, something else is going on here. I'm gonna take this bell housing off. Trying to move this field clamp around so I can grab a hold of it. There we go. Alright. Drop that line off there so come off of here. There we go. Right, I'm gonna go and give this a little bit of tap. There we go. It was just in there for so long. Back up there in my way for a minute. I'm trying to maneuver this up out of here. The motors are really nice and everything, it's just not a lot of room to work. Drop that right out the bottom there. When I did take that off, it was stuck up in there and it was tilted. And like I say, when you go and start this thing, sparks would fly up out of it and everything, so it's time for a new one. When it starts sticking like that, such, we don't got time for that. And we see right here is the old one and right here is the new one. As you can see, it's somewhere it kind of featured the same. Positive. Hooks up the same. This one right here is just a little bit more heavier. And we're going to go ahead and go back up underneath and bring it right straight back up. Okay, we got the ones bolted in. Another 12mm. Get our housing put back on here.
housing back on. Now you don't have to take these bolts out all the way for the housing. I just like to. It gives me more clearance. To each their own. Air filter covers back on. So snug some these up here. You know, everything always has one pin in the butt bolt. Do you know that? Everything. And it's usually always the last one. Almost like children, you know? The last one always gives you the worst problems. Alright, got that snugged. Alright, so now what we have to do, we have to put this power cable back on. Starter here. Alright. A little tight with those hydro lines here. And a guy with large hands, this is not good. So we got it. There we go. Alright, snug her up. Almost got it. There she is. And I'm going to put the protective cap back over it for moisture. We're going to put our gas line back up on here, up on our fuel pump. Just like so. There we go. Well. Okay. We're gonna put our ground back on. Okay.
I got new rubbers for it too. When I was out mowing one day last week, both the tires of the mowers just started going flat. So the guy had it rigged just enough for sale for me to pull off and do a couple little laps with mowing. Hey, what can you do? 80 bucks though, I couldn't beat it. So all in all, I have $120 with less than 200 bucks in parts for an $1,800 machine. Oh well.
Like I say, you guys, 80 bucks for some tires, 40 bucks a piece. And if you guys didn't know, take it to Bell Tire. They'll change them out, get rid of your olds. $10. $10! Try it out. Hook it up. See you next time.